Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor, and my guest today, head coach of the men's basketball program and recent visitor to the NCAA Tournament, Phil Cunningham. Thanks for joining us here today.
Great to be here, Aaron.
And as I mentioned, fresh from a trip to the NCAA Tournament, played Duke in the first round. Unfortunately, didn't end the way probably that you hoped it would, but it's got to be a valuable experience for this program, and not to mention just thrilling for you guys and the players as well. So,
Aaron, the whole experience was just an incredible ride. These players took us on, starting with New Orleans to go down there and as a 6th seed. But we liked our bracket. We were 4-2 against the opponents in our bracket, and we thought we had a chance. And UT Arlington got upset, so everything kind of played out, and had just a tough, grinded out win against Texas State on Sunday to put us in the tournament. And from there, it just took off. It just the excitement and the time demands and the energy demands just went to a whole nother level. But I keep telling people it's the best problem as a coach or as a player or as a university in general you could ever have this time of the year.
And of course, we'll talk about the tournament itself, but leading up to the tournament, that last 3 weeks or so, big turnaround for the team, but one of those that kind of maybe surprised some of the Trojan basketball fans, but it was something that you knew was bound to happen. So
yeah, we felt like we had the ingredients to be one of the better teams in the league all year. I don't think that we planned, to win it. I think it caught us by surprise. I think we all thought we were probably a year away from being able to win that, but we knew we had a team that could finish right there in the middle of the pack and in the upper middle of the pack, which is what we did. Mm-hmm. But we had trouble putting together consecutive wins, and part of that was because of the league, the quality of the league and the parity of the league, and only a couple teams, really only one team did that. But down the stretch, we started putting together some wins and won 10 out of our last 12 and went to New Orleans and got hot and played, I thought, our best defense of the year. So we were really on a run down the stretch. And again, looking back on earlier in the season at USC, at Wyoming, I mean, games that we thought it really showed us that we could do something like this, but we didn't put it together until late in the season.
Of course, and then winning the tournament championship, and then going to the NCAA tournament, and you get Duke. Obviously, one of the marquee programs in college basketball, but the opportunity to be able to play against Duke, it's got to be one that you and some of the players have got to take and remember from now on.
Aaron, I think that the Duke experience, playing Duke, added so much to this entire week-long journey we've been on that we'll all remember the rest of our lives. But 3 things happened. I think number one, we didn't go to Dayton, which was extremely important. We played 4 games, including the last game on Sunday. We didn't need to go to Dayton on Tuesday or Wednesday to play. The second thing was we got to play on Friday night. Not only did it give us more time to get rested up from the Sun Belt tournament, it also gave us one more day to really soak in the experience and let everybody enjoy it. Because a big part of this whole experience for the university and the alumni and everybody, just seeing your name on that bracket and just being in it, still being alive at that time. The first week of the tournament's the ultimate week. The third thing was about playing Duke and is where we played, because it was within driving range. So the crowd we had there in Greenville was unbelievable. I mean, it was just to look up in the crowd and see that many people from Troy and how loud they were, and just the excitement. So those 3 things I think all played into just to make it all so much better. Because think about it, if we're playing UCLA in Salt Lake City or something, it wouldn't have been the experience of playing Duke in Greenville, where everybody could get in the car in 5 hours, you're at the game. So it just, a lot of things fell into place. We were really blessed and fortunate that they felt like that.
And of course, what does this say for the program as a jumping off point from here, that you've made the trip to the dance, you hit that mark a year earlier than you thought. So what does it mean for the program at this point?
Well, our goal when we got here was to build this program to the point where we consistently compete for the Sun Belt title. And I think we're here. I mean, if you look at our roster, we're balanced out now. We lose 3 seniors off this team. Jordan and Alex are just sophomores. Wesley's back for his senior year. We've got a couple of sophomores who didn't play as much, like a Sean Hopkins, who we think is talented as can be. waiting in the wings. We've got a young kid, Darian Adams, who we redshirted last year, who we think is going to be a terrific player. We signed the best high school class we've signed since we've been here. Javen Johnson was the leading vote getter on the first team All-State team in 6A. Troy's never signed a guy like that. I mean, he's the best high school player we've ever signed, and a couple other guys. So we look at it big picture and say that we're really ready to take that next step. And now it's incumbent upon us as a staff and as a group of players to stay hungry and keep working, because a lot of times teams and coaches and players in this situation, they relax and want to rest on your laurels. We can't do that if we're going to move forward.
Well, here's hoping you do make that move forward and give Trojan fans another reason to look forward to the fall. So
sure,
good luck with the upcoming year.
Great coming. It's going to be great. I'm excited about it already. Everything. Our athletic department is really on a roll right now, so it's a good time to be a Trojan.
Good time to be a Trojan. Well, thanks for joining us
today,
sir. And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.